Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cultural Confederacy. And I've been thinking about the Gabby Petito case. And I might have an idea, this is just a theory, an idea of where Brian Laundrie is. Now, if you've been following the news coverage on this, Dog the Bounty Hunter went to Fort DeSoto Park. Now, I'm from the Tampa Bay area, and there's this theory that Brian Laundrie was left behind when he went with his parents on this camping trip. Fort DeSoto is 75 miles from where they live, 75 miles from Northport. But there's a problem with this, because that's a very popular park, not just for tourists, but for locals. And if you're from St. Pete, or let's say you live along St. Pete Beach, if you were to look on a map, it looks like a V on the map towards the lower part of Pinellas County. It's like the southernmost part of Pinellas County. You have Maximo's Point, which is on the east side, and then to the west, you have Fort DeSoto. So if you looked on a map, it kind of looks like a V coming down from one side or the other. And there are some toll bridges in that area. There's also a lot of condominiums in that area. So these are private communities with security. A lot of people saying that Brian may have taken a canoe or a boat of some kind. I highly doubt that. But here's what I think happened. When Brian got back from Wyoming, he probably lied to his parents, told them that he and Gabby had split up. They called off the wedding or their relationship, broke it up, decided to go their separate ways on their trip. That's what I think he told them. And he didn't mention anything about them having a fight or what happened in Wyoming or at Grand Teton National Park. So they probably planned this trip to go to Fort DeSoto when Brian got back from Wyoming, not knowing that their son allegedly, we're going to say allegedly, had committed this crime against Gabby, because we don't know for sure if he did or did not do it. Once again, a person in this country is presumed innocent until found guilty of a crime. I know you have FBI agents out there that are working hard on this, but I think that they are looking in the wrong direction. I think they're looking in the wrong place. Now, everybody, I was just sitting here looking at the distances from Northport, Florida, going to Fort DeSoto, 75 miles, looking at the distance from Northport to the Carlton Reserve, which is in Venice. Now, I found this very interesting, so I want to share this with you, because there's another park in that area, not far from Northport, actually not far from Venice, and it's only about 10.2 miles. If you're hiking this, it's 3 hours and 18 minutes. So a 3 hour and 18 minute hike, 50-minute bike ride. Does Brian have a bike? Here's what I think happened. When he got back from Wyoming, like I said, he probably lied to his parents, told them that he and Gabby broke up on the trip, went their separate ways, and on the 14th, September 14th, he took his Ford Mustang without his wallet or his smartphone out to Carlton Reserve. The distance from Venice to Myakka River State Park is 18.9 miles. That's a 6 hour, 11-minute hike or a 30-minute drive. So what I'm thinking is that he took his Ford Mustang out to Carlton Reserve, parked it, abandoned it, may have had a bike with him. That's something that has not been brought up in this case. Did Brian Laundrie own a bike? Because you have bikes that you can fold and put in a trunk. So maybe he had a foldable bike that he put in a trunk, or the trunk of his Mustang. He went out to the Carlton Reserve, abandoned the car, got on that bike, maybe with a backpack, but without his wallet, without his smartphone, and he headed northeast to Myakka State River Forest Park. It's called Myakka River Park, but there's a forest area there. It's somewhat secluded, but it's only, once again, 10.2 miles from the Carlton Reserve. I think that is the spot where they should be looking for Brian Laundrie, not at the Carlton Reserve. We know that that is a swampy area. You have crocodiles, you have snakes. You do have crocodiles and possibly some snakes at the Myakka State or Myakka River State Park. But my hunch is they're going to find him in between the Carlton Reserve and the Myakka State Park, or just outside of Myakka River State Park. That's where I think they're going to find him. And I don't think they're going to find him alive, but very slim possibility. Because being from Florida, you're not going to travel very far, on foot especially, or let's say even on a bike, without having enough water with you or food. You would die from heat exhaustion. Absolutely die from heat exhaustion. It's 95 degrees outside in September. I've lived through this. Florida's kind of on a month delay when it comes to the season, so you can still have 90 degrees in October, even into November. So this is where I think that they're going to find Brian Laundrie. I could be wrong on this. This is just a hunch. But I've been going through these distances, looking at the footage of Dog the Bounty Hunter, kind of analyzing where the family went from Northport to Fort DeSoto, coming back. They do have evidence showing that Roberta Laundrie did register at Fort DeSoto Park when they went into the park. And people are claiming that 3 people went into that park, 2 people from the Laundrie family came out, and that Brian was left behind. But as I said, I don't think that's a possibility because that's a very popular park, especially for locals. If you're from St. Pete or you live on St. Pete Beach, any of the beaches along the coastline there, along the Gulf Coast, it's only about a 20-minute drive. So it's very easy to go to that park in the morning, do your thing, and be back before sundown. So tell me what you think in the comment section below. Once again, this is the Cultural Confederacy. You like the video or the series, please click that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram at hashtag Jason Composes, leave comments below, and now you can reach me at Twitter, Cultural Confederacy at Twitter. Once again, I don't think that Brian Laundrie is at the Carlton Reserve. A lot of people are saying he's not there. And there's been this theory that he's up in the Appalachians. Once again, in Florida heat, the end of September or middle of September, no, you would die from heat exhaustion. Absolutely. If you don't have enough water, enough food. And here's the other thing, too. If he was at Fort DeSoto Park, people would have spotted him at one of the local stores here, or a convenience store on his way into town, getting back to St. Pete. Somebody would have seen him. I mean, you've also got John's Pass in that area. So, it's all kind of interconnected. There's these, like I said, communities or condo communities. You have these intercoastal ways there, Bogosiega Bay. Trying to remember how it all looks on a map, being there. But I was there for so many years, born and raised in the Tampa Bay area. So I thought I'd pass this along to you. Now, I could be wrong on this. This is just a hunch. Keep that in mind. This is just a hunch. But I think that the FBI, local authorities, should be looking at the Myakka River State Park or around that area. Once again, 10.2 miles from the Carlton Reserve, and it's an easy hike, 3 hours, 18 minutes by foot, a 50-minute bike ride. Did Brian Laundrie have a bike? Did he park his Mustang at the Carlton Reserve, abandon that vehicle, probably drove there without his license, without his wallet, without his smartphone, but could he have had a foldable bike in the trunk that he pulled out, or a bike in the trunk that he took part of the way and went up to the Myakka River State Park to hide out? That's my theory. So thank you for being with me. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out. Stay safe, everybody. God bless this great country, and I'll catch you next time. And let's get to the bottom of this case. Justice for Gabby Petito.